of the GSL Code S, round of 16. In the bottom left, he is
GNL Green Wings Maru.
and his opponent here in the bottom right, in the red.
SK Telecom T1 Parting.
There he is.
In all of his glory.
Yeah. I'm just so happy with like how well played that was, that game. You know, Maru had some really nice harassment early on. What does he do to change up what happened in that last game to actually end up winning? Because, well, you know, I think this map is going to be a bit better for him. He did choose it. I don't think King Stage on Station is a bad map for Terran by any means against Protoss. There's a lot of ways to harass. But I'll be interested to see like how Parting goes into that fourth base, and especially beyond there. Because it can be tough. Look at where he, like in these spots, he's going to have to take the fourth that's like kind of north of him unless he wants to hide a base, which I really don't foresee. And that's pretty spread out to try to defend that all correctly. It's going to have to be kind of out in the open if he wants to be standing in front of all of his bases at once.
And we're going to have a very early Nexus here from Parting.
Yeah, Nexus first. I'm not actually too surprised to see this. I think this is one of the maps where you definitely can go Nexus first.
It's also map pick as next for Parting, so Parting does have some room to try some strategy that might be a little bit greedy.
Yeah.
If his opponent doesn't,
sure.
If his opponent punishes it, I mean, that's fine. You can go into the next game anyways.
Well, he's going for a Reaper, so out of the common builds, this is the one that could potentially punish his build. But if you look at the way he's placing his buildings already, it's very anti-Reaper. You know, he's stopping it from having multiple places where it can run in behind the minerals and really, you know, kite the probes and kill them off. So if Parting just kind of micros well and gets a range unit out reasonably quickly, he can be in very good shape. But luckily for Maru, he actually scouts him first, so the Reaper's going to go right away.
And a second Reaper being made as well. And we actually have bunkers being made. It looks like he actually wants to push with bunkers here. Now, this is just out of view of what Parting can see. This isn't your most typical TVP that we're about to cast here, but let's see how these two guys, who are the very best of the best, actually manage this situation. We have a Zealot being chrono boosted out. The cybernetics core is actually halfway done, and Parting does not know, actually, about this bunker. And in fact, he might not know until way too late. And now he's going to see it right here. That's such a good placed bunker.
Wow, this is super interesting. But look at this. He's already killing off some probes. Well, I guess only one actually dead, but a lot of them have taken damage here. And that bunker is so well placed. Oh my god.
The probes actually can't get over there and hurt it.
And look at this micro. He just like runs away non-stop.
Is the second Reaper almost there? There it is.
Well, this is pretty tough. He does have the mothership core now.
Problem is that he's going to get so many worker kills with this.
Yeah. He's actually...
Look at this control. Oh my god. Well, that's too bad. That probe could have been attacking that SCV that whole time.
Well, you know, I think he's got bigger things to deal with at home here.
Factory next here for Terran.
Yeah, it looks like Maru wants to continue his harassment. Go up in the tech tree a little bit here to do so. You know, he definitely killed a good amount of probes, but probes versus SCVs kind of tied up at the moment. So Parting isn't like dead or anything from this damage. It was definitely well done by Maru, though.
Yeah, he did about as much damage as humanly possible. Well, I guess he could have shot down some more probes. He was switching between which worker he was attacking a lot there because he was trying to micro around.
Yeah.
But still, you know, nicely done there by Maru. Let's see how the rest of this game goes from here. Protoss is getting a Stargater toast.
I love it. I think that this is a good choice. Like, you know, he just scouted that it's a third command center and a factory, so an Oracle definitely could do some damage. And on this map, in these spots, drops are just insanity. You know, your Expo that is like so out of the way from anywhere else on the map is so close for them to drop. You can do.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? He saw it.
No,
he sees the
I think he just missed it.
Did he just miss it? Hold on, wait,
so.
we're going to check vision here.
Oh,
yeah,
he
saw
did see it.
He did
wow.
See it.
Okay, well, that's really great that he saw it. But I still think it's good because, as I was saying, like, drops here are so strong. If we all think back to how Cure was playing here, he just load up medevacs, like, whatever, you don't have enough units up there, and the rest of your army's too far away, and drop that base no matter what. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Parting go for Phoenix Colossus here. Even if it's only like 3 Phoenix, if he gets at least 3, I think that's going to help him out a lot in these spots, especially against one of the most aggressive Terrans in the world, Maru.
Certainly couldn't hurt. Warp Gate is about to finish up. Again, this game for the Protoss here, the timings of everything looking a little bit different since Protoss did go for Nexus first. And let's see, where's the Oracle going to be headed to? It looks like he's going to try to slip into the main here. There was a Widow Mine there at the expansion for Maru, the second base. Is there a Widow Mine in the main? I don't think there is.
See. I think he has. Yeah, he has a
is
second
gonna
one,
get there
so
right
I think he
before that
should
turret
have one in
finishes.
there. Yeah, there it is. It's under the SCV. See, it's
Oh,
really
yeah.
hard to see when it's under there. Ooh, Parting saw it. Very well done. Trying to come in from the side that the Widow Mine is not at. I mean, considering how well this is set up by Maru, this is good harassment. And just not losing this guy is good harassment.
Oh, my God! Yeah, he gets it.
Wow.
Beautifully done. Frustrating moment there for Maru. Parting, rather. You never want to have that Oracle taken out early on. If it does no damage, it's still better than if it just dies.
Oh,
you can at least use it
man.
later. Oh, nice blocking, too.
Huh.
Man, a lot of really nice little tactics here between these two players. Emring got cut in half, Artosis.
You know, nothing really quite going right for Parting so far.
Yeah.
He is getting Phoenix, though. So I'm excited to see how many he actually wants to end up making. And he sees, yep, Phoenix Colossus. Wow, he gets everything with that scan. And he saw he was going to take a third base. Like, Maru has full intel. Parting does, too, because he spent an Oracle. But, you know, that's really strong for Maru, who's going to be on the defensive soon.
The worker count is even, which would put Terran in a slight lead because he's going to be dropping mules. And Maru's going to finish up this explosion of additional production facilities. He's going to send the command center for the third base over there. And Parting has some of the Phoenixes out on the map patrolling here. He wants to see if he can't catch a medevac when it's on its way to deliver a drop.
Well, if he can do that, that's a great way to start catching up. You know, every medevac full of units you kill from Terran, that's 10 supply down the drain. Does have a couple out so far. Definitely needs at least one more here to really make them effective. But yeah, this is gonna. I'm interested to see like how many Phoenixes does Parting want to make, and how defensive does he stay? And
well,
from Maru's side, it's like
Phoenix now.
He may want to just go like straight up Phoenix Colossus. You know, you're a little bit upgrade light with that, but it's a really strong composition that can be hard to deal with. But if he wants to stay on Phoenix, like a lot of Phoenix, where does Maru go against that? Because we've seen a few different ideas from people, like Byung, for instance, going for double armory with some Thors mixed in. But it looks like, you know, Maru has always been a guy that just wants to go for massive bio.
That is true. Well, Citadel coming down now, or Twilight Council, I should say, coming down now. Thermal Lance. I don't think there's a real window of attack here for Protoss for a little bit. I think Protoss is going to have to stay back and be defensive. Maru, you know, it does look like he is now pushing out. We don't know how far he's actually going to go. He might be looking for a moment where he can scan and see where the army is and then try to pick up an insta drop in the main, although that might not be the best move when you consider the fact that there are Phoenixes out. So if you start to lose with the drop, you're pretty much done.
That's very true. If he tries to drop, then that's going to be where we can just watch Parting get ahead.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise Maru to drop at all here. We'll see if he does it, though. Oh, this is cute.
I love it.
Oh, this is really cute. He's going to make a little turret wall here. That's going to make his army a little bit stronger. Here with the Widow Mines covered, they can push back the observers. Phoenixes can't be utilized anywhere near as effectively.
Nice pick off there by Parting. Those 7 Phoenixes don't want to see missile turrets or Widow Mines, I got to tell you that much. But that might be all he makes for Phoenixes. And, you know, the 7 Phoenixes still, in the right condition, are going to do fantastically. Like, if Widow Mines aren't hitting them or if they're not engaging over turrets, they're going to be able to really help out against the small Viking count that we see right now.
Well, is Parting actually going to try to engage her? There's a huge
man.
drop coming over here towards this expansion. The Phoenixes are not in position, nor is the army here for Parting. I think this Nexus 100% goes down, as well as I think possibly a lot more up here.
The second he sees him out of position, Tasteless, he goes right in. Such powerful player from Maru.
Look at this. He's going to get the forge here, too.
Yeah.
Getting rid of that sentry there first. He's going to kite as much as humanly possible here.
Well,
wow.
This is, that was such a good move. Such a good move. Of course, it was 4 medevacs worth of units that died. So this catches Parting up in that army supply. You know, he just lost a big chunk of economy, though, and one of his upgrades that was going on. I feel like this is the time where he needs to move up and attack.
He's going to lose his Phoenix. He's got to be really careful here.
Well, okay, he better start opening some Stalkers if he's going to want to win this game.
Yeah. The Zealots are coming up now, but I believe the Vikings should have an easy path to get over there. Yeah, since the Phoenixes have to actually go around these turrets.
He's just getting his very first Stalkers right now, so he's going to have to warp in as many of those as possible. Keep those back. I think he doesn't quite have Blink yet.
Might just be going for it.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I feel like Parting has kind of missed a time to do anything. You know, it's kind of rough because he couldn't attack into the missile turrets because his only anti-air was the Phoenixes.
Yeah.
So, like, that was such a perfect move by Maru to make that turret wall and then immediately waste a bunch of his army. Well, not waste, but immediately trade a bunch of his army for a bunch of the economy of Parting before Parting can afford to get out Stalkers, because that was really the one time where Parting could have counterattacked and done some serious damage.
He's going to make another turret wall down here on the low ground, which is going to allow Maru to have really easy access to the third base. I mean, this has got to be very frustrating. And we have another drop coming up here now as he unloads right here at that Nexus. He has not actually unloaded everything there from the medevacs.
Look at that angle on those Vikings. They picked off 2 Colossus almost for nothing there.
Oh, man, but actually Protoss handled that just fine.
Yeah.
That does still put Maru in a lead here with supply. He's just massing out so much. Parting's still licking his wounds from when that last Nexus was killed. A big hiccup in his production.
Probably from a hairball from licking those wounds. Well, that's, you know, losing a couple Colossus here, pretty rough. And he does have high Templars out, though. Let's see what he can get done with that.
You know, the turrets now in combination with the Widow Mines, in fact, the Terran can kite so easily with Stim, with Marines and Marauders, it's really scary. Now he warps in a bunch of Zealots over here. I believe that it's in the main. Yeah, that's in Terran's main base, excuse me. And unloads over here.
Well, Parting has just kind of been pulled apart, Tasteless. This is...
Pulled aparting. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
These jokes today are fantastic by both of us.
We're really not funny today.
Yeah.
Well, the Zealots are a nuisance back there in the main here. It has slowed down Maru from reinforcing. Parting has still not managed to get rid of these turrets that are outside of his base. Parting is actually expanding over here to the center right. I would be really interested in seeing if Maru actually expanded to this place close to Parting here, because he certainly could continue to defend it while harassing.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
I guess he could, yeah. I mean, he might even float it over there. It's an area that's super hard to break. You know, this is a mostly charge lot army at this moment, which makes these Widow Mines just so much more powerful. Oh, God, just like everything about Maru's play is fantastic here. I think Parting came in with great ideas as well. It's just Maru knew exactly what to do at every moment.
He actually gunned down the Observer there.
Oh,
There's no Observer over this. That means that Protoss doesn't even know when he can engage as far as Widow Mines go.
Well, the Side Storm's actually helping out a lot here.
I think Terran might just break him now. I think this is just barely enough. The Viking count gets that low. And this army is just too big. We have some more Templars up here, though.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they do have Side Storm, but not going to be enough, it looks like. Still Marauders left over, and GG.
We're going to go on to game number 3 now between these two. It's 1-1. Maru winning our second game.
Really well done. Like, super, super well done.
Yeah, so far, all the games have been fantastic today.
Yeah, these guys really know what they're doing. The level of StarCraft here is just getting absolutely out of control. They're like... It's awesome. Like, it'll be close for a little bit, and then one of them just starts killing the other one. He's like, oh, you made a mistake. Your Phoenixes went out of position for a few seconds. Here's 4 medevacs. Oh, you want to counterattack me because I lost my army? No. I have missile turrets. You can't stop my Vikings from killing your Colossi.
Well, here's the big question I'm asking myself is what map does Parting pick? What's the map he wants to take on Maru for a guaranteed win to go into the winner's match? Because you know each of these players wants to get out of this group as quickly as humanly possible.
Yeah. Well, let me think here. Maybe, like, I could imagine Deadwing. We see a lot of people choose that against, or as Protoss rather. Let's take a look at what it's going to be. Overgrowth.
Okay, Overgrowth.
Oh, you know what? This is... I like Overgrowth for this because there's no airspace on the side or behind your main. So it's like...
That's true.
You know, you get 3 observers and a pylon, and you can cover every route that they can get to your base. So, like, defensively against Terran, it's pretty good. Of course, it's not necessarily bad for Terran. It's just some of these other maps are much more droppable.
Well, and I think that's Maru's key strength, right? Is the drops, the going into the late game, just harassing, poking everywhere.
And that makes it quite a nice choice by Party.
I also wonder what kind of strategy we're going to see here from Party. He has a lot of different builds, a lot of very good aggressive builds he's used early on. And this game has loaded up. The final game for now here.